Alright everybody, welcome back. It's Jamwell again, back in my main account, but specifically this chapter will talk about the defenses. And the reason I'm back in this account rather than my Clash for Clash account is because I've got all the defenses that a Town Hall 9 can have. There's only 2 defenses that I don't have, and we won't even discuss those until later, until I even have them. But I just wanted to I made this special layout just so that we could give you a good idea of these, see all these defenses together. So one of the first defenses that you're going to get is kind of a passive defense. And what I mean by that is it doesn't attack anybody, but it's a wall. That's your first defense, and probably one of the most underrated defenses out there. The thing about a wall is you can direct troops, attacking troops into a specific area with walls. You can completely keep people out. You can just with walls you can trap troops in certain areas by building compartments in your base. Walls can be very useful. They're also hugely expensive. At this level, you can see I don't even have all of my walls yet up to level 10 because they're extremely expensive. Right now I've got them at level 10. I can't upgrade them until I'm Town Hall 10 anymore. But just that one wall is 3 million of either elixir or gold. So, but they are very, very useful. It will keep troops out, some troops out, and give your defenses an opportunity to take them out. Okay, moving on. Your first kind of tier 1, I guess, defense is the cannon, and he will only attack ground troops. It's a rapid fire. Any troop comes inside that halo of death will experience the wrath of the cannon. And only ground troops. Doesn't have a favorite troop. Attacks fairly quickly. Repeat fires, and takes a lot of hit points too. 1,060 versus the archer tower, which is only 890. So takes a little bit for that cannon to go down, but won't attack any air troops. Now, the archer tower will. Her range is a little bit further. She's got 10 tiles rather than the 9 tiles that the cannon has. So the archer tower will attack ground and air, and so similar to the cannon, but not as powerful. Doesn't do as much damage, but she fires a lot quicker than the cannon does. My favorite defense, and I think another one of the underrated defenses because they're so expensive and they have low sorry, I don't know what I was going to say, but they take forever to upgrade. They're very expensive to upgrade anyway, and you only get 4 of them at Town Hall 8 and 9, I believe. You only get 4 of them altogether, but they do a ton of damage. They're powerful, and they're very fast. This is the fastest, other than the Expos that we'll go over later. These are they attack very quickly. They're hidden, so you can put them. You can see that they don't have the white ring around him like these other defenses do. So they can be moved in an area, and you can't tell where they've been put. Excuse me. Very powerful. They love to take out P.E.K.K.A.s. P.E.K.K.A.s are made of metal, so this electrically charged hidden Tesla will be attracted to P.E.K.K.A.s and damage them twice as much as a regular troop, and they will do air and ground. And then the next one has a very wide range, and again 10 tiles, but will only attack air troops. It does not even bother with the ground troops. Anything within that halo of death will be affected. Another kind of not really a passive defense, but a defense that does not do any actual damage, but really just slows down the troops, is the air sweeper. Everybody calls it the blow dryer on steroids, and it's kind of what it is. Oops, that's not good. Better move along. You can point this air sweeper in whatever direction, depending on what base configuration you have. You just point it in the direction that you need it to go, and it blows troops. Even the heaviest troops, any air troops, not golems, lava hounds, dragons, balloons, minions, anything, healer, anything in the air, it will blow away, and it just delays them from getting to where they need to be. The first splash damage troop that we've got, I guess you could consider the air sweeper splash damage, because anything in that range will get blown. But the mortar has 2 halos. It has the entry halo of death, and it has so far the largest range, which is 11 tiles. But and it's only ground troops. It is splash damage. It'll take out spread out the damage in between whatever troops are in that area. But once those troops enter into this inner ring, that mortar cannot fire on it. So that is the one weakness of a mortar, other than the fact that it's it takes almost nothing to take one out. 700 hit points, and it's down. The next splash defense is kind of has a low, very low range, only 7 tiles, but that halo, but it's splash damage. So wizards, archers, witches, and skeletons are all affected by this wizard tower, and can wipe out a whole group and clump of them, including minions, because it is ground and air. And next, one of the more popular defenses that is actually super weak and kind of useless, not useless. He does the Expos at Town Hall 9 are rapid fire. They fire very fast, but have very. It takes forever even just to take down a wizard. So they're not weak, but they do. They take a lot to take down. They have 2,300 hit points, so they do. They're very strong as far as how long it takes to take them down. So that is a good thing about them. You can also make them either do ground only, which expands their tiles to 14 tiles, a ton of range, or you can go air and ground, and you can see. It's pointed up, a little bit up, and if I switch it to ground, you can see it points down. So when you're scouting a base, you can tell whether it's down or up. If it's up, it's doing ground and air, and that's the way you can tell. You can also, anytime you're scouting somebody's base, if you're not in multiplayer mode, you can go to the info, and it will tell you whether or not it's on ground or whether it's on ground and air. Also, this is the first defense that has to be reloaded. So you can see this icon, make it easier to see. You can see this icon right here. It tells me that both of the Expos that I have are currently fully loaded and are ready to fire. They will run out if you run out of ammunition. They won't fire on anything. So you do have to refill them after defenses, after they defend your base. Okay, my favorite defense of all is the clan castle. And some of you may say, well, I don't understand. Well, if you look, I can hold 30 troops in my clan castle as well as a dark spell. But as far as defense goes, I can bring troops along with me in an attack, or any troops that come inside this halo of death. And it's a wide halo of death, a very long, very broad. It has the ability to defend a large area of your base, and any of those troops that are in there that will attack or that will defend your base are moving defenses. They will move around your base. If I go back to my main account, you can see that I've got my clan castle defending most of my base, and you can see the halo of death is covering a huge portion of my base. So any of the troops that I have in there to defend my base have a very, it will move around the base and attack anything that comes in range. If you put air troops in your clan castle, the certain types of troops you put in your clan castle will only attack certain troops. So if you put in balloons in your clan castle, they will only attack ground troops. If you put in a P.E.K.K.A., your P.E.K.K.A. is not going to be able to attack air troops. If you put in wizards, then wizards or witches or archers will attack ground and air. So it depends on your strategy and what type of base you have. If you're defending against ground attacks, you want ground troops in there to attack ground troops. If you have air, if you're set up to defend against air mostly, then you're going to want to have troops that will attack air troops in there. So this video was a little longer than normal, but there's a lot of defenses. There's probably specific things I probably left out that you guys will think of. Drop a comment down below and I'll address them. If you have anything that I missed or made a mistake, please let me know and I'll address it. I will have follow-up videos if I have enough comments or questions about specific videos. I will do follow-up and readdress specific questions that may be asked that I did not focus on. Right now, that's it. That's all I've got for now. Stay tuned for more chapters as my Class for Clash account grows. It's just going to be playing around. I'm going to do some attacking to demonstrate what I do and how I scout a base and what I look after. So stay tuned for those types of videos in the future. But for now, class dismissed.